Now that we're done with the sides, we can move on to the back, and I'm going to start off with our no guard all the way open, creating our second guideline. Remember, we're going to use this lever halfway and all the way closed to help us erase this initial guideline. Now moving on to our one guard all the way open, we're going to create our third guideline, and this guideline is going to help us blend into our no guard all the way open and also our half guard. As you guys can see here, I'm switching over to my half guard after I'm done using the one guard to soften up the line as much as possible, and here I'm just going to most likely take it out completely. Now that we're done with the lower guards, we're moving on to our two guard all the way open, and this is going to help us create our fourth guideline. We're also going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line, especially because it's right on top of the silver bone. Now that we're done softening up this line, we're using our 1.5 guard to help us remove it completely. Now moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, we're going to flick out as much as possible and use our comb to feed the hair into the clipper. Moving on to our clipper over comb method, I'm going to use my horizontal cuts to debulk as much as possible. When I use my vertical cuts, as you could tell, I'm blending. Now that we're done with the back and sides, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and begin to blend the sideburns. Now I'm using my one guard all the way open to help us blend into the beard. Especially going with the grain is going to help. Now that we're done blending the sideburns, we're going to use our Gold FX to make the beard as crispy as possible, and we're going to start off at the bottom right side. When lining up the mustache, you want to be as gentle as possible because you could bite them with the teeth of the trimmer. Before we start lining him up, we're going to make sure that we comb all the baby hairs down and make sure everything's nice and even. Now that we're done combing out all the baby hairs, we can move on to our Gold FX and start off at the middle, working our way to the sides. You also want to go as slow as possible and make sure that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then the hair is going to shift and then you won't line them up properly. Moving on to the other side, we're going to try to stay as consistent as possible and go slow enough that we go and make sure that everything's nice and neat. Now that we're done with the front line, we're going to go ahead and move on to the top. Now that everything is laid down and neat, we can move on to our shear work and create our first guideline and can stay consistent as possible with this guideline throughout the canvas of the head. Some cuts you're going to make with your shears need to be diagonal or at a certain shape and curve texture, so make sure you are paying attention to that. You always want to match the curvature of their head, especially when you're using your shears. As you can see here, we're going to use our shear work to make sure the overhang blends into the side of the hair perfectly. Now that we're done using our shears, we're going to move on to our Turkish razor and Durban Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we use our razor, we're going to apply some shave Zelle so our razor could glide better. Now that we're done using shave gel, we can then apply our hot towel. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a follow down below on Instagram. Also, if you want to show some extra support, you can go ahead and leave a super thanks down below. When using your razor, you always want to stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand, and most likely keep it at a 45-degree angle when you're using your razor.